Hi there, wig lover! It's Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a real treat. This is the Gwyneth Human Hair Wig by Jon Renau, and the color on here is 24BRH18, which is a very, very nice kind of subtly different take on a classic 24BT18, which is a, well, might do more good if I actually showed the color to you while I describe it. As you can see, this has a very nice, well, it's not really a blend. It has a dark blonde base with 24 medium golden blonde highlights. Very pretty color. Now, the difference between this and a 24BT18 is really apparent right away. 24BT18 is blended at the tips, so it looks like a dark blonde that has gold highlights, and then at the bottoms, it's just like the blend of the two tones. This is not like that. This is a Renau highlighted shade, which means that you've got the dark blonde, and then on top of that you've got the blonde, but it's highlighted. So it's got lots of highlights all throughout, and it is not blended at the tip. So this is going to have a much more noticeable highlight pattern than the 24BT18. But if you're a fan of that combination of the dark blonde with the medium golden blonde, it's a really nice alternative, and it still looks really, really pretty, even right out of the box. This is a 50% Chinese, 15% it says Indian human hair blend. That's consistent with most of the Jon Renau wigs that I've seen in person. They've got that 50-50 blend. And that's really not that uncommon. As I mentioned in previous videos, there's a lot of consistency overall in the gene pool between, you know, Indian hair and Chinese hair, Asian hair in general. And so they can take the hair from multiple people and put it into a single wig. The benefit of that being that they can give you a lot more hair than, say, a European hair wig, which is single source, meaning that it's coming from a single head of hair. The cap construction on this one is excellent. It has a 100% hand-tied cap, the back of which is made of a fairly stretchy kind of mesh material. The top, not stretchy at all, but it is a very nice Swiss lace. It's not a super stiff Swiss lace, so it's of the finer quality. Has a lace front, which I'll show you again when I put this on my head. There is felt between the crown and the back of the wig. And then there's felt that pretty much goes all the way around the perimeter except at the lace front. So you've got felt here on the ear tabs. You've got felt here on the sides. It adjusts with these Velcro adjusters. It does have an extended felt nape. So very, very nice. And very well done here in the back. Nice dense threading of the fibers. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Now remember that this does not come styled. It is not pre-permed like some of the wigs from Jon Renau. So, but the cap is super stretchy. I didn't even have to adjust it. It just went right on. Get that lace front in place, make sure that the ear tabs are in the right position, and now I'm just going to gently comb through this so there aren't a bunch of crazy flyaways and stuff. The hair feels beautiful. It feels really, really nice. I love this color. So pretty. I love dark blondes though. I get asked all the time about ashy colors, and to be perfectly frank, there aren't that many of them. Most of the ones you are going to find are very similar to this. They're a combination of the 18 and the 24. So Jon Renau has a ton of 18-24 combinations, this being one of them. And, you know, it's a pretty safe bet if you like the dark blondes, because the 18 isn't a super, super ashy blonde. In fact, it's best described as probably being neutral as opposed to truly ashy, ashy, ashy. But the thing is that a lot of people really want true ash blondes, and you know, Taylor Swift rocks an ash blonde, but it's not a common sort of color for wigs anymore these days. I think that it might be making a comeback, but by and large, most wig manufacturers refrain from making a lot of ashy colors just because they tend to pull gray. They tend to look kind of gray. and you know, they just don't sell as well. But this is a combination that sells very well and is very pretty because it's warm, but it's not too warm, and it's ashy, but it's not too ashy. It's just very, very nice. I love the length on Gwyneth. It's just, look at that. That's a beautiful mid-length cut. To me, this is just like a really long page, and it reminds me, style-wise, a bit of like Elle, which is a synthetic wig by Jon Renau. The bang, or if you could call it a bang, it's actually just a really long layer in the front, is 12 inches, so it definitely ends like around here on me. The crown down is 15 inches, the sides are 10.5, and the nape is 5. So this is not going to be a super long wig, though it is comfortable. The cap is super comfy, the mono top is fairly convincing. I'm going to zoom in here. So I could show you that lace front. I'm going to pull that up just a smidge. Now, some people complain that the Jon Renau lace fronts are sparse. To me, that is a stylistic choice. I think they do that on purpose. So I might as well address it now. Some manufacturers make very dense lace fronts. Henry Margaux makes very dense lace fronts. Louis Ferré makes really dense lace fronts. And some manufacturers don't. They make lace fronts that are supposed to be, you know, gradually thicker up until the actual scalp part. I actually prefer the latter, which is why I tend to like Jon Renau's lace fronts, but it's an it is one of those things where it's like, some people really like that and some people don't. And I guess that just takes a little bit of experimentation, and if you like what this looks like in the video, because I mean, it's not a thick lace front, right away you can tell that, but it's not a sparse lace front either. It's supposed to look natural, like it's supposed to look like a couple of hairs here and then it kind of blooms into more hair and then into the mono top. I personally don't like the super dense lace fronts because to me they just look like a continuation of the monofilament top. But again, that's a thing that everyone has to determine on their own, you know? I guess it just depends on what your natural hairline look like. My natural hairline isn't like abrupt. It actually like, it's kind of like little baby hairs and then boop, hair, you know? So I think that's probably why I'm a little biased towards these lace fronts. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn to the side now so you can see the consistency of the cut. It's pretty much the same length all the way around. Nice mid-length. Moves really well. I mean, that's nice. Here's this side. So all in all, I think that the Gwyneth wig is really beautiful. I think that if you are looking for a human hair wig that is Remy quality, has 100% hand-tied cap, and isn't super-duper long, then this is a fabulous option. Oh, I just love the feel of Jon Renau's Remy hair. It just feels beautiful. And it doesn't feel slick. You know, sometimes when you play with different kinds of human hair, it'll feel really slick because of all the silicone they put on the hair. It doesn't necessarily feel like that. It just feels really nice. Oh. Now I know from personal experience that that sensation doesn't always last forever, so make sure you watch my video on how to restore a human hair wig, and be careful when you're handling these. A lot of people buy human hair wigs under the misapprehension that they're easier to take care of. They are not easier to take care of. I'm gonna tell you straight up, these wigs, like this Gwyneth wig, are way more work. Way more work. In fact, one of the biggest reasons why people with hair wear synthetic wigs is because you don't have to style them. You don't have to do much to them. You just put them on your head and go. You can't do that with these wigs. Even if you style them and put them on a head form, I mean, the humidity will affect them just like it would your normal hair. And, you know, if it rains, they'll flatten out. I mean, so keep that in mind. You know, the same things that would impact your hair are going to impact these, plus some. I mean, there are some other considerations that go with keeping a human hair wig that don't go into keeping your normal human bio hair. Consider these, even though not all of these human hair wigs are extensively chemically treated. For example, the Renau exclusive line, or maybe a European hair fiber, will not necessarily have as much chemical processing. In fact, some of them don't have any at all, except for, you know, just to make sure they're sanitary. But most human hair wigs are going to have some kind of dye put in them. They're going to be chemically processed in some fashion, especially if it's Asian hair that's been chemically processed to look like Caucasian hair like this is. So you definitely don't want to, you know, dye them on your own. You definitely don't want to do anything that involves a lot of harsh chemicals or a lot of intensive heat styling on a regular basis. If you're going to heat style it, maybe you just want to style it and just kind of leave it for a little while so you don't end up frying the hair, because the fact that these have already been chemically processed will mean that they're, you know, just like your hair, if you extensively chemically processed it, if you got it permed and you got it colored, you know, you wouldn't be able to heat style it all the time because it would just frizz out and dry up and become like a matted, nasty mess. Well, consider the same principle, even though the same chemical processes might not go into the human hair wigs, consider the same principle to be true with the human hair wigs. Most of them have already been chemically processed, so doing a lot of extra stuff to them can hurt them. So if you're going to get a human hair wig, either get one that's on sale and abuse the crap out of it, or invest a little bit more money in a really nice quality one like the Gwyneth and treat it like gold. And if you do that, the latter option, these will last you a really, really, really long time, and you'll really get the most bang for your buck. But if you don't plan on actually taking the time to take care of these properly, you know, if you're gonna sleep with them on and shower with them on and, you know, pretend like this is your bio hair, they're gonna wear out faster. They just are. Even the really good quality ones will wear out faster. So just keep that in mind and use that knowledge to help you make an informed purchase. So, you know, you don't end up putting money where it might be better spent elsewhere, if you get what I'm saying. You know, I hate when people waste their money on stuff. So if you're gonna buy something like this, plan to take care of it. So here you go. This has been the Gwyneth wig by Jon Renau and my crazy looking bio hair. The color on this has been 24BRH18, which is just another spin on a classic 24BT18. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye.